Hi, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to automate sending tweets on X using Axiom.ai, a no-code browser automation tool. I'm Alex Barlow, co-founder. Let's dive in. First up, a bit of context on how this automation works. This automation reads a row from a Google Sheet containing a profile link and some text that you want to message. It will then open up that profile in Chrome like I've just done. It's essentially replicating your actions. It will then scrape for the message button. If it's found, it's going to click on the message button, opening up the DM window. We'll type the message in, then send it. As you can see, I've had some fun testing this automation on screen. Next up, as I mentioned, you will need a Google Sheet. Make sure you've got in column A the links and column B the text you want to send, or you can personalize the message by putting their name in column B and typing the text into Axiom. More about that shortly. You will also need to install the template if you haven't already. You'll find this and many other templates on our website, Axiom.ai. Look for the templates link at the top and you'll find the template you're after listed on that page. If you've already got an Axiom account, you will be able to add the template from within the extension. If you go to New Automation, look for Start from Template. You'll then see this template under the social media section. And don't forget, if you're a brand new user to Axiom, you don't have an account, just go to the templates page, follow the instructions to install Axiom. All new accounts come with 60 minutes of free runtime, so you can test this template out and many others. Okay, let's set up the Axiom. So first of all, we need to configure step 1. And it's one of 4 steps, just 4 that we've got to set up. So this first step, read data from Google Sheet, that basically fetches the data from the Google Sheet so we can use it in our Axiom. So for spreadsheet, we need to select the sheet we've created for this job, which in my case is Twitter DM. Then I don't need to set a sheet name because by default Axiom will select the first tab in the Google Sheet, but you will need to set that if you're not using the first tab or you're getting data from a subsequent tab. You'll see a preview is generated of the first 3 rows down in the output. In column A, we've got the URL to the profiles, and column B, the names we want to use to personalize the message. As the first step set up, it's literally going to be that quick all the way through. So let me collapse that step and get straight on to the next one. The next 2 steps we actually set up are all in our loop step. They're all nested in that step. In step 2, this loop basically will go through each URL in the sheet sending the messages. What we need to do is tell Axiom which page to open up, and we do this with a go to page step. So we're going to now configure step 2.1, go to page. We've got an empty enter URL field, and what we need to do is insert URL from the Google Sheet, and we do that by clicking insert data, and we're going to pass those URLs I showed you a second ago straight from the Google Sheet into our go-to page, simply by clicking insert data, selecting the Google token, column A, save and close. You can see the tokens inserted. That's the URL passed into the go-to page. That's all set up now, so I can collapse that sub-step. Now the next steps, 2.2, 2.3, 2.31, 2.32 are all set up already for you, so you don't need to worry about those. Basically, they scrape for the message button. There's an if condition that checks for a label called message. If it's found, we then click the message button. We wait for the page to load, then we enter some text. That takes me neatly on to step 2.3, which we do need to configure the message. So I'm going to expand the enter text step. And this step does exactly what it sounds like it does. It enters text into input fields. We've already selected the input field for you. What we need to do is enter the message. We do that by simply clicking in the text box, type in your message, hello. And I want to personalize it. So this is when you can use a combination of text in the text box and inserting data from the Google Sheet. Now you could have your whole message in the Google Sheet if you want and just pass it straight in. I'm going to do the combination. I'm going to select the Google Sheet just like we did with the URL, but this time column B, because that will pull in the name. And so we've got hello, and it'll be hello Alex, and then comma, I am testing my cool new bot. And that's going to be the message I'm going to send. That's that step set up. One last step to go. You've got step 2.34, that's already set up. That basically clicks the return button to send the message. Now, if you want to test this bot without sending any messages, you could disable step 2.3.4. I'm not going to because I'm just sending it to myself. Now, the final step you need to set up for this automation is 2.4, delete rows from the Google Sheet. This step does exactly that. It will delete a row from the Google Sheet. And we have it at the end of the automation. Once we've processed a row, sent a message, we just delete that row so we don't keep resending it. So again, we need to use spreadsheet URL. We select the sheet we created, and we want to make sure we get the sheet name with the data in. Again, it's by default, it selects the first sheet, and that's the first tab. That's the one I'm using. Now, by default, it's set to delete one row, so that's perfect for my use case. So that's that step all set up. Axiom will now delete the final row once the message has been sent, or if no message is sent. I'm going to collapse that. The bot's all set up and ready to test. Now for the magic part, I never get tired of watching the browser being automated by Axiom. Right, it's all set up, so I'm just going to click run. We're going to run it on the desktop. I generally test all my bots on the desktop first. Let me just drag the desktop runner into view when it opens up. Should see it open my profile. It's going to go to the same profile because I'm just basically spamming myself. So here we go. It's shared the session. I'm already logged in. Now you should see some orange. That's the scraper checking for message. The if condition will be now checking if the message label's there. It's there, and Axiom's going to send the message. Let me just adjust the height of the window here. It's not me doing it. There we go. There's the message sent. It will loop through and now send the next one, but I don't think we need to watch that. Give Axiom a go yourself. It's pretty awesome. Quickly, before I go, as with all Axiom templates, they're fully customizable. Once you've set it up, if you want to do something new, just add the steps using our step builder to build out the new functionality. For example, you could add a click to like a tweet by the person you're sending a message to. If you want to put line breaks into your message, we also have in the enter text step, we have a setting that allows you to use custom line breaks. So very flexible what you do with this automation. And if you get stuck while setting up, do go back to the template webpage because we have some helpful tips on how to get unstuck, and we do offer great customer support. So reach out if we can be of help. Thank you.